President Vladimir Putin was seen holding a newly minted BRICS banknote at the recent BRICS Summit. Russian officials described the currency as symbolic, but the implications run deeper. This gesture signals BRICS' ambitions to create a new international currency, a currency with the potential to challenge both the euro and US dollar. "It's not us who refuse to use the dollar," Putin said, "but if they don't let us work, what can we do? We are forced to search for alternatives." This year's BRICS Summit, held in Kazan, Russia, will be remembered for one iconic moment: President Putin's receipt of the first BRICS banknote, a symbol that's already igniting global speculation. While the currency is not functional yet, the gesture sends a strong message of BRICS' aspirations to reshape the world economy. With this currency, BRICS appears ready to break from dollar-dominated financial systems and explore new avenues for economic independence. According to Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov, the symbolic BRICS banknote represents the collective work of the BRICS nations. However, Russia's central bank governor, Elvira Nabiullina, reportedly viewed the symbolic banknote with some reservation. Despite these differing opinions, the symbolism of the currency stands firm. This new note could be the first step toward a broader ambition: to build financial tools that buffer BRICS nations from external shocks often caused by Western monetary policy shifts. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, though unable to attend in person, delivered a powerful message virtually. The time has come for BRICS countries to establish a new payment method among themselves, Lula asserted, calling for technical rigor and seriousness. Lula's address struck a chord with the bloc's mission, as BRICS leaders continue seeking alternatives to the dollar, a currency often leveraged as a political tool. For Lula, this new BRICS currency is not just a financial measure, but a declaration of economic autonomy. Lula's call was underscored by the sentiments of other BRICS members, particularly those like Brazil, who have faced the repercussions of dollar-based financial systems. Lula's message emphasized the urgency for BRICS to fulfill its role as a counterweight to Western economic dominance. The bloc must prioritize a secure payment infrastructure that liberates its members from dollar dependency. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian used his platform to echo similar frustrations, criticizing the US dollar's influence over global economies. "The dollar is a weapon, wielded to control other nations," Pezeshkian declared. He continued, highlighting that the BRICS bloc has gained traction precisely because it seeks to diminish the dollar's grip, promoting the use of national currencies for trade and investment. This stance gained traction with other BRICS leaders, given the bloc's substantial resources and strategic positioning along critical trade routes. With BRICS members among the world's leading producers and consumers of essential commodities like energy, food, and raw materials, they possess considerable leverage. Pezeshkian stressed that the bloc's capacity to challenge the dollar's dominance could result in a more equitable system, where trade and finance rely on a variety of national currencies, not just one. A defining outcome of the summit was the Kazan Declaration, marking the bloc's commitment to facilitating cross-border payments in local currencies. This declaration, part of the broader BRICS cross-border payments initiative, advocates for voluntary use of local currencies in trade, signaling the bloc's intentions to explore financial systems free from Western influence. While non-binding, the initiative holds weight as an emblem of unity and ambition within the bloc. India emerged as a vocal proponent for this shift. Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized the stability that a BRICS local currency settlement would bring to the bloc, lessening vulnerability to dollar fluctuations and encouraging member countries to trade independently of Western financial systems. This shift reflects India's growing push for local currency trade, which it has already implemented with countries like Russia and the UAE, with future discussions underway with other major trade partners. With the presentation of the symbolic BRICS banknote, the possibility of a shared BRICS currency has ignited intrigue worldwide. While no official announcements were made, the idea of a common currency has gained traction, with reports suggesting it could be called the unit and backed by gold and member currencies. However, officials within BRICS acknowledge the significant technical and political challenges ahead and are proceeding with caution, focusing instead on integrating local currencies for cross-border settlements. A common currency would signify a dramatic departure from the current global financial order, requiring extensive infrastructure development and coordination among the BRICS nations. From central bank regulations to a unified monetary policy, implementing a shared currency could take years, if not decades. For now, BRICS leaders are more focused on the practicalities of building systems to support local currencies and reduce dollar reliance. President Putin's stance on dollarization reflected a strategic approach to reducing dependency. He clarified that BRICS is not outright rejecting the US dollar, but rather preparing alternatives in case access to it continues to be restricted. The dollar remains a crucial tool in global finance, but using it as a political weapon undermines trust, Putin stated. He emphasized that BRICS nations must be prepared, should political conditions necessitate it. This pragmatic tone resonated within the summit. Putin's approach is not to undermine the dollar for the sake of opposition, but to ensure BRICS can operate independently. For countries like Russia, often isolated by sanctions, the dollar's politicization represents a tangible threat, one that BRICS's alternative systems could help counterbalance. Dilma Rousseff, chair of the New Development Bank, NDB, echoed this sentiment, highlighting that the dollar's politicization has made it a less reliable medium for global finance. The summit also marked the announcement of BRICS Clear, a proposed cross-border settlement system that could allow BRICS nations to trade independently of the dollar-dominated SWIFT system. By establishing BRICS Clear, the bloc aims to create a financial ecosystem resilient to external pressures, offering a viable option for settlements in national currencies. BRICS Clear reflects the bloc's desire to build a protective layer against the economic turbulence often caused by Western sanctions, particularly for countries like Russia and Iran. The system is a logical step in the journey toward financial independence and a multipolar economic order. Though the symbolic BRICS banknote has captured global attention, the road to an independent BRICS financial system is filled with challenges. To achieve a true alternative to the dollar, BRICS would need a robust, unified financial framework, a feat complicated by each nation's unique economic conditions and priorities. Despite these challenges, the Kazan Declaration and BRICS Clear highlight that the bloc is dedicated to creating a financial order that relies less on the dollar. This move could have far-reaching effects on global markets, with currency fluctuations potentially destabilizing dollar-dependent economies. Still, BRICS nations believe that by taking incremental steps toward local currency settlements, they can mitigate these risks while steadily moving toward greater financial sovereignty. The symbolic BRICS banknote has already made a mark as an emblem of financial independence and as a call to action. By reducing their reliance on the dollar, the BRICS nations are signaling their commitment to establishing a diversified financial landscape, one that challenges the West's dominance and aims to empower emerging economies. In this landmark moment, the BRICS bloc stands as a symbol of a new era in global finance, one that seeks to decentralize financial power and establish a multipolar world where no single currency dictates the rules. For the BRICS nations, the symbolic banknote is not only a step toward economic resilience, but also a statement that the future of finance can be more inclusive, more balanced, and less susceptible to the political winds that currently govern the global economy. Like, comment, and subscribe for more world financial breaking news and analysis.